Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. You're standing in an ancient Egyptian temple. Golden light filters through massive stone columns. The air is thick with incense, and in front of you stands a priestess who holds secrets about wealth that have been hidden for over 4,000 years. What if I told you that the Egyptian goddesses Hathor, Maat, Sekhmet, and Bastet weren't just mythological figures? What if they represented actual metaphysical laws for manifesting wealth that the ancient priests encoded in religious symbolism to keep these secrets from the masses? What if the stories of these goddesses performing miracles, creating abundance from nothing, and wielding supernatural power over resources were actually instruction manuals for wealth manifestation disguised as mythology? In the next few minutes, I'm going to decode the 5 hidden laws of wealth that were embedded in Egyptian goddess worship. These aren't fairy tales. These are precise metaphysical principles that, when understood and applied correctly, create wealth with mathematical certainty. The ancient priests knew this. The pharaohs knew this. And they deliberately hid these laws in plain sight, wrapped in religious mythology so that only the initiated could understand them. But today, you're about to become initiated. Let's unlock the temple doors. We begin with Isis, the most powerful goddess in the Egyptian pantheon, mother of magic, queen of heaven. But here's what mythology doesn't tell you explicitly. Isis represents the first law of wealth manifestation, the law of sacred reciprocity. Let me tell you the story the way it was taught in the mystery schools. When her husband Osiris was murdered and scattered across Egypt, Isis didn't just mourn, she performed a ritual that became the foundation of all Egyptian magic. She gave first before receiving. For every piece of Osiris she found, she built a temple. She gave sacred space. She gave honor. She gave energy to each location before she took what she needed. This is the law of sacred reciprocity. You must give before you receive, but you must give in alignment with what you wish to receive. The ancient priestesses of Isis understood this. Before manifesting wealth, they would perform elaborate giving rituals. These weren't random acts of charity. They were precisely calibrated energetic exchanges. If a priestess wanted to manifest gold, she would first give something golden saffron honey, golden cloth. If she wanted to manifest abundance, she would first create abundance for others. This isn't the modern concept of giving to get. This is understanding that the universe operates on energetic resonance, and you must first create the frequency of what you wish to receive. Modern quantum physics actually supports this. The observer effect proves that your interaction with reality shapes reality. When you give strategically, you're not just being charitably, you're programming reality to resonate with abundance. The priestesses of Isis would never ask for money while feeling poor. They would first give money while feeling abundant. Your giving creates your receiving, but only when the giving comes from the emotional frequency of already having what you want. This is the secret. Want loyal clients. Give loyalty first. Want premium prices. give premium quality first. This creates what the Egyptians called Maat, divine order and balance. When you give first, you create a cosmic debt that the universe is compelled to repay with interest. But there is a critical mistake most people make. They give while secretly expecting an immediate return. That expectation creates a frequency of lack, which cancels out the abundance frequency of the giving. The priestesses of Isis gave with complete detachment from the outcome. They gave because giving was the wealth. And paradoxically, this detachment created faster and larger returns. Here's your practical application. Before you ask for money, give money to something that represents what you want. Not as a bribe, but as a declaration of your abundance frequency. If you want $10,000, give $100 to something that represents wealth to you. This demonstrates to yourself that you operate from abundance, not scarcity. The law of sacred reciprocity that Isis embodied is the foundation. Master this, and you'll be ready for the next law. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, be sure to subscribe for part 2, where we'll explore Hathor and the law of magnetic pleasure. Next, let's talk about Hathor, the goddess of love, beauty, pleasure, music, and most importantly for us, gold and wealth. The ancient Egyptians worshipped Hathor not just because she represented joy, but because she embodied a wealth law that modern people have completely flipped upside down, the law of magnetic pleasure. Here's the story they don't teach you. Hathor was called the Golden One because her temples were filled with gold. Not because people brought gold to worship her, but because her very presence attracted it. The myths say that wherever Hathor appeared, prosperity followed automatically. But her priestesses knew the real secret. Hathor didn't attract wealth through hard work, sacrifice, or suffering. She attracted it through pleasure, joy, and a magnetic presence. This completely contradicts everything modern society teaches us about getting rich. We're told to suffer now and enjoy later. Hustle until you burn out. Sacrifice your happiness for financial success. Delay gratification. Work harder than everyone else. But the law of magnetic pleasure that Hathor represents says the exact opposite. Wealth flows toward pleasure, not away from it. Joy is magnetic. Happiness attracts resources. Pleasure is the frequency of abundance. Let's look at why this works on a metaphysical level. The universe operates on vibration. Everything, including money, is just energy vibrating at a specific frequency. Wealth vibrates at the frequency of ease, flow, enjoyment, and pleasure. Poverty, on the other hand, vibrates at the frequency of struggle, resistance, suffering, and sacrifice. When you're in a state of pleasure, you are literally vibrating at the same frequency as wealth. When you're suffering, you're vibrating at the frequency of lack, and you repel wealth no matter how hard you work. The priestesses of Hathor understood this deeply. Their wealth rituals weren't about deprivation, they were about celebration. They would dance, sing, wear beautiful clothes, adorn themselves with jewelry, and surround themselves with beauty. Only then would they perform their manifestation rituals. Why? Because you cannot manifest wealth from the frequency of poverty. You can't attract abundance while feeling deprived. You can't call in resources while resenting your current reality. The modern self-help industry has this completely backwards. They tell you to visualize what you want while you're feeling desperate for it. They tell you to affirm abundance while secretly believing you don't have enough. They tell you to work harder when the real solution is to enjoy more. Here's the secret that the Hathor priestesses knew. Pleasure is not the reward for wealth. Pleasure is the cause of wealth. When you're genuinely enjoying your life, you're telling the universe, I am abundant. When you're suffering and sacrificing, you're telling the universe, I am in lack. And the universe always matches your frequency. Let me give you some scientific proof of this principle. Studies on neuroplasticity show that the brain literally cannot receive creative solutions when it is in a state of stress. The prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for creative problem solving and recognizing opportunities, shuts down when you're in survival mode. But when you're in a state of pleasure, joy, and relaxation, your brain opens up. You see opportunities you couldn't see before. You make connections that weren't apparent when you were stressed. You attract people and resources that avoided you when you were desperate. This is why people who were broke, who finally relax and start enjoying life, suddenly find money flowing in. It's not a coincidence, it's frequency alignment. The priestesses of Hathor would teach their students to find pleasure in everything. Pleasure in simple food, pleasure in their basic shelter, pleasure in the resources they already had. Because when you can find pleasure in what you have, you're vibrating at the wealth frequency regardless of what's in your bank account. And when you're vibrating at wealth frequency, wealth has no choice but to manifest in your reality. It's a metaphysical law. Now, here's the advanced technique that only the high priestesses knew. Hathor represents not just any pleasure, but specifically aesthetic pleasure, beauty, art, music, sensory delight. Why? Because aesthetic pleasure is about appreciating what is, not craving what isn't. When you eat delicious food, you're not thinking about lack. When you listen to beautiful music, you're not worried about scarcity. Alright, let's venture deeper into the core principles that governed ancient Egyptian magic. This is where we encounter Maat, the goddess of truth, justice, order, and cosmic balance. And honestly, this is the very concept that dismantles most modern manifestation teachings. Maat wasn't just a deity to be worshipped. She was a fundamental principle, a law of the universe. The ancient Egyptians believed that everything, and I mean everything, the annual flooding of the Nile, the pharaoh's right to rule, your personal health and wealth depended on maintaining Maat, the law of cosmic balance, which Maat represents, is simple yet profound. Wealth flows to those who are in alignment with universal truth and order. Conversely, wealth is repelled by those who operate in chaos, deception, or imbalance. Now, let's decode this because it's been so widely misunderstood. You've probably heard of the famous weighing of the heart ceremony from Egyptian mythology. In the afterlife, the deceased person's heart was weighed against Maat's feather. If the heart was heavy, weighed down by a life of wrongdoing, the person was devoured by the demon Ammit, and their existence was over. But the priestesses of Maat taught that this weighing wasn't just a one-time event after death. It happens constantly, every single day of your life. Every action you take, every thought you have, every decision you make either keeps you in balance with Maat or pushes you out of it. And when you're out of balance, wealth simply cannot flow to you, no matter what other fancy techniques you try. Why? Because the universe operates on precise mathematical laws. Gravity, thermodynamics, quantum mechanics, these aren't suggestions, they're laws. And just as there are physical laws, there are metaphysical laws that govern the flow of energy and resources. When you lie, you create an energetic debt. When you cheat someone, you create a cosmic imbalance. When you take value from the world without giving equivalent value back, you are in direct violation of Maat, and the universe, like a perfect accounting system, will always extract payment. This usually happens by blocking the very wealth you're desperately trying to manifest. The priestesses of Maat taught something truly radical for our modern ears. You cannot manifest sustainable wealth through deception or imbalance. But sure, you might get some short-term gains, a quick win here and there. But long-term generational prosperity requires a deep alignment with truth. This is the exact law that most get-rich-quick schemes violate. They're all about extracting value without providing it. They encourage you to gain without giving. They attempt to build mansions of wealth on shaky foundations of imbalance. And for a little while, it might even look like it's working. But eventually, the cosmic scales always repeat. The person who cheated gets exposed. The company that deceived its customers collapses. The wealth that was built on lies evaporates into thin air. Maat teaches that real sustainable wealth, the kind that lasts and grows for generations, requires absolute alignment with truth and balance. Now, here's a crucial nuance. Maat doesn't mean being a flawless, perfect saint. It means being in integrity. It means your words match your actions. It means that when you promise something, you deliver it. It means that the value you receive is matched by the value you provide. The ancient Egyptians had a practice called the negative confession, which was a list of 42 declarations of things they had not done. I have not stolen. I have not lied. I have not caused suffering. But the priestesses understood this on a much deeper level. They knew that cosmic balance wasn't just about avoiding the wrong actions. It was about actively creating right action. So here's the practical application that can completely transform your relationship with wealth. Every single transaction in your life, financial or otherwise, must be balanced. When you receive money, you must provide equivalent or even greater value in return. When someone gives you their precious time, you must honor that time. When you make a promise, you fulfill it. This creates what the Egyptians called sacred commerce. Every exchange becomes a living demonstration of Maat. And when you consistently demonstrate Maat, the universe begins to trust you with greater and greater resources. Think about it in simple terms. Would you lend money to someone who never pays back their debts? Would you invest in a company that consistently breaks its promises? Of course not. Neither does the universe. The law of cosmic balance states that the universe is constantly evaluating your integrity, your honesty, and your balance. And it allocates resources based on that evaluation. People who consistently provide value receive more opportunities to provide value, which in turn creates more wealth. People who consistently take without giving eventually find that opportunities dry up, doors mysteriously close, and resources become scarce. This isn't about morality or being a good person. This is metaphysical mechanics. It's physics. The priestesses of Maat would perform daily rituals of truth-telling. They would confess where they had been out of balance, not to feel guilty, but to consciously restore that balance. They would identify where they had taken more than they gave, and they would immediately find a way to correct it. This constant practice kept them in alignment with Maat, which kept the channels of abundance wide open. You can see this today. There's a well-known phenomenon in business where companies that genuinely prioritize customer value over pure profit consistently outperform. Those that don't think of companies like Costco or Patagonia. They operate on Maat principles, and they are rewarded with extraordinary, lasting wealth. Meanwhile, companies that violate Maat, that deceive their customers and take value without giving it might succeed for a while, but they inevitably collapse or stagnate. The same principle applies to you as an individual. The people who build lasting fortunes are almost always people of strong integrity. They keep their word. They deliver on their promises. They provide value that often exceeds their price. Now, here's the advanced teaching, something that only the high priestesses of Maat truly grasped. Cosmic balance does not mean every single transaction has to be perfectly equal. It means achieving an overall balance across time. Sometimes you will give more than you receive in the moment. Other times you will receive more than you give. But over the long run, the scales must balance. This means that sometimes you need to give freely without any expectation of immediate return, trusting that the cosmic scales will balance out later. And just as importantly, sometimes you need to receive graciously, knowing that you'll have plenty of opportunities to give back in the future. In fact, people who refuse to receive are just as out of balance as people who refuse to give. Maat requires a healthy flow in both directions. So, here's your practical application. Audit your life for balance. Where have you taken without giving? Where have you broken promises? Where have your words not matched your actions? Where have you been dishonest with yourself or others? Then systematically work to restore that balance. Pay your debts, financial, energetic, and karmic. Keep your promises. Align your actions with your words. This isn't about guilt or shame. This is about clearing the energetic channels so that wealth can flow to you freely and effortlessly. The ancient Egyptians believed that Maat was the very foundation of civilization. Without it, chaos would consume everything. The exact same is true for your personal wealth. Without Maat, without truth, balance, and integrity, any wealth you build will eventually be consumed by chaos. But when you operate in perfect alignment with Maat, you become a vessel that the universe can trust with unlimited resources, because it knows that those resources will be used to create even more balance, more truth, and more order in the world. That's the third law, cosmic balance. Master it, and you will unlock levels of sustainable wealth that most people can only dream of. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for our next lesson. Now, let's talk about Sekhmet, the lioness goddess. She's the most fierce and powerful of all Egyptian deities. She is the goddess of war, healing, and transformation. And she represents what might be the most misunderstood law of wealth manifestation, the law of directed force. I want to tell you Sekhmet's primary myth because it holds a wealth secret that will change how you pursue prosperity forever. The story goes that Ra, the sun god, created Sekhmet to destroy his enemies. She was so powerful, so fierce, that once she started her rampage, she couldn't be stopped. She was destroying everything in her path. Ra had to trick her by turning the Nile River red, looking like blood, with pomegranate juice and beer. This calmed her rage and transformed her back into the gentle goddess Hathor. Now, the surface interpretation is about controlling your anger, but the priestesses of Sekhmet knew the deeper teaching. Sekhmet represents raw, primal, unstoppable force. But that force must be directed, or it destroys everything, including you. This is the law of directed force. Your power to create wealth is unlimited, but without precise direction, that power becomes destructive. Think about nuclear energy. When it's properly directed, it powers entire cities. But undirected, it destroys them. It's the exact same energy. The only difference is direction. Your ambition, your desire, your hunger for wealth, this is Sekhmet energy. It's powerful, it's primal, and it's unstoppable when you channel it correctly. But when it's undirected, it consumes you through burnout, bad decisions, and self-sabotage. The priestesses of Sekhmet were trained in something called the arrow meditation. They would visualize their desire as a flaming arrow, but they wouldn't release it until they had perfect clarity on the target, a vague target. The arrow gets lost. Multiple targets, the force gets diluted. No target at all. The arrow just falls at your feet, or worse, comes back to injure you. This is why most people fail at manifestation. It's not because they lack power. Everyone has that Sekhmet force inside them, but because they lack direction. They say they want more money, which is vague. They want to be successful, also vague. Or they want abundance, which is still vague. These aren't targets. These are clouds. You can't hit clouds with arrows. The law of directed force requires absolute specificity. Exactly what do you want? Exactly when do you want it? Exactly why do you want it? And exactly what are you willing to exchange for it? The priestesses of Sekhmet would never begin a wealth ritual without answering these 4 questions with crystal clarity, because without clarity you're just generating heat without any direction, and that just burns you out. There's a scientific basis for this law. Neuroscience has proven that the brain's reticular activating system, or RAS, filters information based on what you've told it to focus on. When you have a specific target, your RAS starts highlighting opportunities related to that target. But when you're vague, your RAS doesn't know what to look for, so you miss opportunities that are right in front of you. On top of that, quantum physics has shown through experiments like the double slit experiment that our observation affects the outcome. But you can't observe something you haven't specifically defined. The law of directed force says, define your wealth target with such precision that your subconscious mind, the universe, and your RAS all know exactly what you're aiming for. Not, I want more money. Instead, I will generate $50,000 in additional income by December 31st through my consulting business by securing 5 new clients at $10,000 each. See the difference? One is a wish. The other is a directed arrow. But here's where Sekhmet's teaching goes even deeper. Direction isn't just about the target. It's also about the path to the target. Sekhmet energy is fierce, fast, and powerful, but it needs a channel. Without a channel, it's just destruction. The priestesses taught that you must build a clear pathway from where you are to where you want to be, and then unleash Sekhmet's force down that pathway. This means strategy, planning, and systematic action. Not just hoping and wishing, but creating a clear step-by-step path and then moving down that path with unstoppable force. Most people do one or the other. They either plan meticulously but never take fierce action. That's paralysis by analysis. Or they take massive action without a strategy. They're busy but not productive. Sekhmet teaches that you need both clear direction and unstoppable force. The direction ensures you're moving toward your target. The force ensures you actually get there. There's an advanced technique that only the high priestesses of Sekhmet mastered. It's a concept called strategic ferocity. It means you're gentle and patient in your planning, but absolutely fierce in your execution. You take your time to aim the arrow carefully, but once you release it, there's no hesitation, no second guessing, no pulling back. The moment the priestesses of Sekhmet committed to a wealth goal, they became unstoppable. Not reckless, they had already planned carefully but unstoppable. Every single action was in service of the target. Every decision was evaluated against the goal. Every moment was used efficiently. This is how you compress time in manifestation. Most people take 10 years to achieve something because they're moving slowly and without direction. But with clear direction and unstoppable force, you can achieve in 1 year what others take a decade to accomplish. Now, here's a critical warning about Sekhmet energy. In the myth, Sekhmet couldn't stop herself. She was destroying everything, including innocent people. This represents what happens when you have force without wisdom, or direction without balance. Some people activate their Sekhmet energy. They become obsessed, driven, fierce, but they destroy their health, their relationships, and their peace in the pursuit of wealth. They hit their financial target but lose everything else that matters. The complete teaching of Sekhmet is this: directed force must be combined with the other laws. You need sacred reciprocity, like Isis taught, to ensure you're giving as you gain. You need magnetic pleasure, like Hathor, to ensure you're enjoying the journey. You need cosmic balance from Maat to ensure you're building sustainably. Sekhmet without the other goddesses becomes destructive, but Sekhmet combined with the other laws becomes the unstoppable power that actually manifests wealth rapidly. So here's your practical application. Right now, stop everything and answer these 4 questions. Exactly what wealth target am I aiming for? Be specific. The amount, the timeline, the source. Exactly why do I want this? What will it create or change in my life? Exactly what is the path from here to there? What are the actual steps? And finally, exactly what am I willing to exchange? Your time, energy, current comfort with the price. Once you have absolute clarity on these 4 questions, then you unleash your Sekhmet force. Before that, you're just thrashing around, creating heat, but no progress. The priestesses of Sekhmet were known for achieving in months what others took years to accomplish. Not because they worked harder, but because they worked with directed force. Your desire for wealth is powerful. Your ambition is fierce. But without direction, it's just noise. With direction, it becomes unstoppable transformation. That's the 4th law, directed force. Aim your arrow, then release it with everything you have. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Finally, we arrive at Bastet, the cat goddess, protector of the home, guardian of boundaries, and the goddess of joy and protection. She reveals the final law that completes this entire wealth manifestation system, the law of protective boundaries. Now, Bastet is often seen as this soft, gentle goddess because, well, she's depicted as a cat. But the ancient Egyptians knew that cats are fierce protectors. They don't just nurture, they defend. They establish clear boundaries and enforce them without hesitation. This is the teaching that modern manifestation completely ignores. It's not enough to just attract wealth. You must also protect the wealth you attract, and you have to protect the energy, time, and resources you need to keep attracting more. Let me tell you the deeper meaning behind Bastet's mythology. Bastet was the protector of Ra, the sun god, during his nightly journey through the underworld. Every single night, Ra had to pass through chaos and darkness, and Bastet was there to protect him from the serpent Apophis, who tried to swallow the sun. This story represents a wealth principle that most people completely overlook. Your wealth is constantly under attack. Not necessarily by external enemies, but by chaos, by poor boundaries, by energy drains, and by people and situations that consume your resources without adding any value. The law of protective boundaries states you must actively protect your wealth, your energy, and your manifestation capacity. Without boundaries, everything you manifest will just leak away. The priestesses of Bastet were trained in what they called the sacred no. They understood that every time you say yes to something that doesn't serve you, you're saying no to something that does. They knew that protecting your energy is just as important as generating wealth. Here's why this is so important in a practical sense. Most people fail at wealth not because they can't make money, but because they can't keep it. They make it, then they spend it. Then they let it leak away through poor decisions, energy vampires, and a total lack of boundaries. Or they burn themselves out because they say yes to every single opportunity, every request, every demand on their time. They generate wealth but completely destroy their health and peace in the process. Bastet teaches us that boundaries are not selfish, they are sacred. Protecting your time, your energy, and your resources is not greed, it's wisdom. The priestesses of Bastet would create what they called sacred space, physical and energetic boundaries that protected them from chaos and drain. They would carefully choose who had access to them. They would guard their energy like treasure. They would say no to anything that didn't align with their sacred purpose. This isn't about being cold or uncaring. This is about understanding that you cannot serve from an empty cup. You cannot continue manifesting wealth if you're constantly drained. So here's the modern application. Think about your life right now. How many energy drains do you have? How many people take your time without giving any value back? How many obligations are you fulfilling that don't actually serve your highest purpose? How many financial leaks exist that you've just never bothered to plug? These are all violations of Bastet's law, and they are costing you wealth not just in money, but in energy and opportunity. The wealthy understand boundaries instinctively. They guard their time. They carefully choose who is in their inner circle. They say no to opportunities that aren't aligned with their goals. They automate, delegate, or eliminate anything that drains them without adding value. Meanwhile, most people have terrible boundaries. They let anyone have access to their time. They say yes when they really should say no. They allow energy vampires to drain them dry. They let financial leaks keep flowing because they feel guilty about creating boundaries. Bastet teaches that your first duty is to protect your capacity to manifest. If you allow yourself to be drained, you lose the ability to create if. You allow chaos into your sacred space, you lose the clarity to manifest. The priestesses of Bastet had a practice called the evening inventory. At the end of each day, they would review what drained my energy today, what restored my energy today, where did I allow poor boundaries, where do I need to strengthen my boundaries. Then they would make adjustments. They would eliminate drains, strengthen those boundaries, and protect their sacred space even more fiercely. This wasn't a one-time thing. This was a daily discipline, because new drains appear all the time and boundaries must be actively maintained. Now, here's the advanced teaching about Bastet's law. There are different types of boundaries, and each one must be protected. First, you have time boundaries. Who gets your time? When are you available? What's off limits? The wealthy protect their time like gold because they know time is the most valuable, non-renewable resource we have. Then there are energy boundaries. What information do you consume? Who do you spend time with? What environments do you enter? Your energy determines your frequency, and your frequency determines what you manifest. Next, financial boundaries. What do you spend your money on? What are your non-negotiables? Where do you invest? Financial boundaries prevent your wealth from just leaking away through unconscious spending or poor decisions. And finally, emotional boundaries. Whose problems do you take on? Whose opinions do you allow to affect you? What emotional states do you permit in your presence? You simply cannot manifest wealth while you're carrying other people's emotional baggage. The priestesses of Bastet understood that all of these boundaries work together. Weak boundaries in any single area will drain your overall manifestation capacity. Now, here's something critical that Bastet teaches about protection. Protection isn't just defensive, it's also offensive. Bastet didn't just defend Roshi actively hunted threats before they became problems. This means you need to anticipate what might drain your wealth or energy and create boundaries before the drain even occurs. Don't wait until you're burned out to say no. Say no proactively to things that you know will burn you out. Don't wait until your finances are in a crisis to create a budget. Create financial boundaries before problems arise. Don't wait until toxic people have drained you to create distance. Protect your space from the very beginning. The wealthy do this constantly. They have systems, structures, and boundaries in place that protect their wealth automatically. They don't have to constantly defend their resources because they've already created protective systems. Think about it. Wealthy people have financial advisors, lawyers, accountants, all of whom serve as protective boundaries for their wealth. They have assistants who protect their time. They have security systems that protect their physical space. They have careful vetting processes that protect them from bad partnerships. They understand Bastet's law. Active protection is required for sustained wealth. So here's your practical application. Conduct a full boundary audit. First, a time audit. Track your time for 1 week. Identify every activity. Then, ruthlessly eliminate anything that doesn't serve your wealth goals or your well-being. Next, an energy audit. Notice what drains you and what energizes you. Then, maximize the energizers and minimize the drains. After that, a financial audit. Track every dollar for 1 month. Identify all the leaks. Create boundaries around spending that doesn't align with your values or goals. And finally, a relationship audit. List everyone you regularly interact with. Identify who adds value and who drains it. Then, protect your space from the drains. I know this will feel uncomfortable. Creating boundaries always does, especially if you've never had strong ones before. People might get upset when you start saying no. Opportunities might disappear when you start being selective. But here's what the priestesses of Bastet knew. The temporary discomfort of creating boundaries is nothing compared to the permanent damage of having no boundaries at all. You cannot manifest sustainable wealth while being constantly drained. You cannot maintain abundance while allowing chaos into your space. You cannot grow your resources while letting them leak away. Bastet teaches that protection is not optional, it's essential. The soft cat becomes the fierce lion when its boundaries are violated. You must have both, the gentle nurturing of what serves you, and the fierce protection against what doesn't. That's the fifth and final law, protective boundaries. Without this, everything else you manifest will eventually be consumed. Thanks so much for watching. If this helped you, make sure to like and subscribe for more. Alright, let's bring this all together, because these 5 laws, these 5 powerful principles we've been exploring, they don't work in isolation. You can't just pick your favorite one and expect massive results. They work as a complete, integrated system, and this is where the real, undeniable magic truly happens. The ancient Egyptian priestesses, the guardians of this profound wisdom, didn't just worship one goddess. They understood, on a deep, intuitive level, that all 5 laws must work together simultaneously for wealth not just to manifest, but to be sustained over the long term. It's like a symphony. You need all the instruments playing in harmony to create a masterpiece. So, let's walk through how this complete system operates, step by step. This is the blueprint for turning these abstract ideas into tangible reality. Step 1, and this is non-negotiable, you must begin with Isis, the principle of sacred reciprocity. Before you even think about asking for or trying to manifest wealth, you must first give, and not just randomly, but strategically. Give your time, your energy, your knowledge, your resources to something that aligns with your values. This act of giving is what establishes your abundance frequency. It sends a powerful signal to the universe that you operate from a place of having more than enough. It creates a sort of cosmic debt that the universe is eager to repay. You cannot, I repeat, you cannot skip this step. Trying to manifest without giving first is like trying to draw water from an empty well. You're starting from a place of scarcity, and the law of attraction dictates that you'll only attract more scarcity. So give first. Step 2 is to activate Hathor, the law of magnetic pleasure. Once you've given, your next move is to get yourself into a state of genuine, authentic joy and pleasure. This isn't about faking it. It's about finding real delight in your life. Listen to music that makes you want to dance. Eat a delicious meal and savor every bite. Spend time in nature. Laugh with friends. This high vibrational state of pleasure aligns your personal frequency with the frequency of wealth itself. Step 3 is where you align with Maat, the principle of cosmic balance and integrity. If you want to make $1 million, are you providing $1 million worth of service, solutions, or value to the world? This is where you do an honest self-assessment and clear out any areas where you re out of integrity, any broken promises, any imbalances. Step 4. Now we get to the powerhouse. You direct your energy with Sekhmet, the law of directed force. You get crystal clear on your specific target, your exact wealth goal, and then you take massive, focused, unwavering action toward it. There's no hesitation, no procrastination, no diluting your efforts across a dozen different projects. This is pure, directed force aimed like a laser at your goal. This is where you see manifestation accelerate dramatically. All the potential you built up in the first 3 steps is now channeled into a powerful, unstoppable current. And finally, step 5 is to protect your gains with Bastet, the law of protective boundaries. As wealth, opportunities, and resources begin flowing into your life, and you must actively protect them. Wealth, like a garden, needs to be tended and protected from weeds. This means you guard your time fiercely. You protect your energy from draining people and situations. You safeguard your financial resources from frivolous waste. You learn the power of saying no to things that don't serve your highest purpose, even if they seem like good opportunities on the surface. By setting these strong boundaries, you maintain a clean, sacred space for wealth to continue flowing and accumulating. Now, the most important thing to understand is that this is not a linear one-and-done checklist. You don't just do it once and you're set for life. This is a cyclical system that you operate continuously. The priestesses of ancient Egypt would move through this cycle daily. sometimes multiple times a day. Imagine a daily ritual. In the morning, you practice giving, perhaps by sharing a helpful insight online or donating to a cause you care about. That's Isis. You cultivate pleasure by savoring your morning coffee and listening to uplifting music. That's Hathor, and you check your alignment for the day, setting your intentions with integrity. That's Maat. Then, throughout your day, you take that focused action toward your primary goals. You make the sales calls, you write the chapter, you work on the project. That's your Sekhmet energy in action. And in the evening, you review your day. You protect your boundaries by turning off work notifications and winding down. You assess what worked, what didn't, and what needs adjustment for tomorrow. That's Bastet, protecting your energy and your progress. When you start to operate all 5 laws simultaneously as a unified system, something truly extraordinary happens. Manifesting wealth stops being a struggle. It stops feeling like you're pushing a boulder uphill. It becomes almost automatic. Opportunities start appearing synchronistically, seemingly out of nowhere. The right people connect with you at the perfect time. Resources flow to you with an ease that feels almost magical. Obstacles that seemed insurmountable begin to dissolve. But here is the critical point, the key that unlocks it all. If even one of these laws is missing, the entire system breaks down and can even become destructive. Think about it. If you have Sekhmet, that powerful directed force, but you're missing Hathor, the pleasure principle, you just get destructive burnout. You hustle and grind yourself into exhaustion and misery, and the wealth you create won't even feel good. If you have Isis, the spirit of giving, but you lack Bastet's protective boundaries, you become a martyr. You give and give until you are completely drained, with nothing left for yourself. If you have Hathor's pleasure, but you're missing Maat's integrity, you fall into hedonism without manifestation. It's all party and no progress, chasing fleeting pleasures without building anything of lasting value. If you have Maat, the cosmic balance, but no Sekhmet, no force, you have perfect plans with zero action. You can spend your whole life creating flawless blueprints that never leave the drawing board. And if you have Bastet's boundaries without Isis's giving, you become a hoarder, living in isolation and fear of loss. You build a fortress around your resources, cutting off the flow that brought them to you in the first place. All 5 must work together. The goddesses weren't just a collection of separate deities. They were 5 essential aspects of one complete, holistic system for creating and sustaining abundance. The architects of the ancient temples understood this profoundly. That's why major temple complexes had shrines dedicated to all 5 of these principles, often in a specific sequence. The priestesses would literally move through the temple, honoring each goddess in turn, activating each law systematically within their own being. You can create this very same system in your modern life, not through religious worship, but through the deliberate, conscious practice of these 5 laws as a complete discipline. It's about embodying these principles in your daily thoughts, feelings, and actions. when you integrate this system, you don't just attract wealth, you become a living embodiment of abundance. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more insights on building a life of true prosperity. Okay, now let's put all of this together. These 5 laws don't exist in a vacuum. They function as a complete, interconnected system, and this is where the real magic truly unfolds. The ancient Egyptian priestesses didn't just pick one goddess to worship. They understood that for wealth to manifest and, just as importantly, to be sustained, all 5 laws must be working together, all at the same time. So, how does this complete system actually operate? It starts with step 1. Begin with Isis, the law of sacred reciprocity. Before you even think about manifesting wealth, you must first give. But not just randomly, you give strategically. This act establishes your personal frequency of abundance. It creates a cosmic debt that the universe is eager to repay. You cannot, under any circumstances, skip this step. If you try to manifest without giving first, you're operating from a place of scarcity, and that simply won't work. Step 2 is to activate Hathor, the law of magnetic pleasure. This means getting yourself into a state of genuine joy, delight, and pleasure. This feeling aligns your energetic frequency with that of wealth itself, and it opens your mind and your senses to opportunities you might have otherwise missed. A critical rule here: never ever take action toward a wealth goal from a state of stress, fear, or desperation. Always start from a place of pleasure. Next, step 3. Align with Maat, the law of cosmic balance. This is your integrity check. You need to ensure that what you're trying to manifest is in balance with the world around you. Are you providing value that's equivalent to what you want to receive? Do your words match your actions? Take a moment to clear out any areas in your life where you feel out of balance. This step proves to the universe that you can be trusted with greater resources. Once you're aligned, it's time for step 4. Direct with Sekhmet, the law of directed force. This is where you unleash your power. With absolute, crystal clear clarity on your target, you take massive, focused action. There's no room for hesitation, no diluting your efforts. It's pure directed force aimed squarely at your specific wealth goal. This is the step that dramatically accelerates the entire manifestation process. Finally, we have step 5. Protect with Bastet, the law of protective boundaries. As wealth begins to flow into your life, you have to actively protect it. This means guarding your time, your energy, and your financial resources. You have to eliminate the things that drain you. You learn to say no to people and situations that don't serve your highest purpose. By doing this, you maintain the sacred space required for wealth to continue flowing in. Now, this isn't a linear, one-and-done process. It's a cyclical system that you operate continuously. The priestesses would move through this cycle daily, sometimes even multiple times a day. Imagine a morning ritual. You give something of value for Isis, you cultivate a moment of pleasure for Hathor, and you check your alignment for Maat. Throughout your day, you take focused action toward your goals for Then, in the evening, you review your day, protect your boundaries, and assess what needs adjustment for Bastet. When you operate all 5 of these laws simultaneously, something extraordinary happens. Manifesting wealth stops being a struggle and starts becoming almost automatic. Opportunities seem to appear out of nowhere, perfectly timed. Resources flow to you with surprising ease. Obstacles that once seemed huge just seem to dissolve. But here is the most critical point. If even one of these laws is missing, the entire system breaks down. Think about it. Sekhmet, or focused action, without Hathor's pleasure, just becomes destructive burnout. Isis, or giving, without Bastet's protection, leads to you giving until you are completely drained. Hathor, or pleasure, without Maat's balance, becomes directionless hedonism without any real manifestation. Maat, perfect planning, without Sekhmet's action, is just a dream that never comes true. And Bastet protection, without Isis's giving, turns into hoarding and isolation. All 5 must work in harmony. The goddesses weren't separate deities. They were 5 facets of one complete system for creating abundance. The ancient temples understood this perfectly. That's why major temple complexes had shrines dedicated to all 5 goddesses. The priestesses would physically move through the temple, honoring each goddess in sequence, systematically activating each law. You can create this exact same system in your modern life, not through religious worship, but through the deliberate daily practice of these 5 laws as a complete and powerful discipline. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more insights. See you in the next video. The ancient Egyptians built one of the most prosperous civilizations in human history, and it lasted for over 3,000 years. Now, that kind of sustained prosperity, it doesn't just happen by accident. It happens because they understood laws of wealth that, frankly, most people today have completely forgotten. These laws weren't written in some dusty old business manual. They were hidden in plain sight, encoded in the powerful stories of their goddesses, preserved in sacred temple rituals, and passed down through the secret initiations of mystery schools. Today, I've had the honor of revealing 5 of these foundational laws to you. First, we explored Isis and the law of sacred reciprocity. This is the principle of giving first, but giving in perfect alignment with what you truly wish to receive. It's about planting the exact seeds for the harvest you desire. Then we delved into the world of Hathor and the law of magnetic pleasure. This teaches us that joy, pleasure, and genuine delight are not frivolous distractions. They are potent magnetic forces that actively attract wealth and abundance into our lives. Next, we uncovered the law of Maat, the principle of cosmic balance. This is all about integrity, truth, and fairness. It ensures that the wealth we attract is sustainable, that it continues to flow without creating karmic debt or imbalance in our lives or the world around us. After Maat, we unleashed the power of Sekhmet and the law of directed force. This is about harnessing your inner fire, your focused power, and aiming it like a laser beam toward your specific financial targets. This is how you accelerate manifestation and break through obstacles with unwavering determination. And finally, we learned from Bastet the critical law of protective boundaries. This law teaches us to fiercely guard our energy, our time, and our resources. It's about creating a sacred, protected space where our wealth can grow and flourish, safe from drains, negativity, and those who would deplete our prosperity. These aren't just interesting theories or nice ideas. These are laws as fundamental as gravity. They work with an almost mathematical precision when they are applied correctly and consistently. So, the real question is, will you apply them? You see, most people will watch a video like this, find it fascinating, and then immediately go back to the same old patterns and habits that have kept them feeling stuck and struggling financially. They'll keep trying to manifest wealth through vague hope and wishful thinking, instead of through the precise, deliberate application of these universal laws. But a few of you, and I know you're listening right now, you're different. You are the ones who recognize a deep truth when you hear it. You are the ones who will take this system and implement it. You'll practice it, maybe a little clumsily at first, but you'll do it daily. You'll refine it over time, making it your own. And in doing so, you will discover for yourself what the ancient Egyptian priests and priestesses knew so well. When you align your actions and your energy with these divine laws, the manifestation of wealth becomes, quite simply, inevitable. The goddesses are waiting. The temple doors, once hidden, are now open. The mysteries have been revealed. Now, the power is in your hands. It's up to you to walk through that doorway and claim the abundance, the prosperity, and the riches that are your natural birthright. If this message resonated deep within you, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. We are going to be going so much deeper into the ancient wealth secrets that modern gurus have completely forgotten. Before you go, drop a comment below and tell me which of these 5 goddess laws you are going to implement first. Is it the giving of Isis, the pleasure of Hathor, the integrity of Maat, the focus of Sekhmet, or the boundaries of Bastet? I can't wait to read your answers. I'll see you in the next video where we will unlock even more forbidden knowledge to transform your reality. Until then, always remember, you are the temple. You are the priest or priestess. You hold the power to manifest riches beyond your wildest imagination. Activate the goddesses, master the laws, and claim your wealth.